Well, keep it going for Matthew. Does a great job, right? Good job. I got a few comments on the night. I've had a good night. You guys, Fozzie and you were funny. You guys were funny. You fucked up that song so terribly. But that banter was hilarious. You know, more banter, less playing. That's God, it was that funny. That was really very enjoyable. I'm not even kidding. I have no joke here. I'd watch you guys again and again. You have a really good chemistry. Des here. I got a comment on Des. Des talked about penises and how they are designed to scoop out the cum. Yep. Then he talked about doing mushrooms and wanted to know why they were shaped that way. And I was like, Des, it's to get the cum out of you. That's why. All right. I actually want to talk about my Uncle Roy, my great Uncle Roy. He's an old guy. He died. And he was a good guy. He was a really guy. He was old as all hell. He was my father's uncle, my grandfather's brother, and he was over 100, and he died. And he was 14 years old when the Depression hit, and he had to leave the family, and he spent 8 years on riding the rails. And he was a hobo just 14 years old, hobo, and he went all over the country, and he saw a lot of stuff, and it affected him. It affected him really, really severely. It scarred him for life. And I got to know him, you know, when he was in his 50s, and he was still scarred, and he still lived in that depression. And you would go over to his house, and he didn't throw anything away in that little house he had in St. Louis Park. And it was one of those trash houses. You know, you'd walk on in, and it would be a path from the front door on into the kitchen, and because he didn't throw anything away, because he what he got from the Depression was everything had value. Okay, the man saved his poured cement. All right, if he poured cement, he had cement. He put it down in the basement just in case. You know, he did not spend money to get his toilet fixed because he might need that money for something else. We finally got tired of it. We go visit him, you know, and we hired a plumber, and it was a 30-cent little washer, you know, but he wouldn't spend that money. He said, everything's got value. He said, Jeff, I've seen society fall apart, and it's going to happen again. And, so his funeral, we were at the funeral, and the funeral was just normal funerals. He went to the same Lutheran church for 30 years, and the pastor afterwards said, let's all go downstairs and let's all have something to eat, and I want us all to tell Roy stories, because Roy was a weird character, and I think we all know that. And I'm going to tell you, when I grew up, Roy was scarred, but he was a generous man in his own way. My parents were divorced. We didn't have much money, and Roy would always come on over to visit, and he'd always bring these bags, grocery bags of stuff for us, because he wanted to help us out. And he would give my little sister aerosol caps and said, these are for your Barbie dolls for tea parties. Okay? And my mom said, always be polite, so we had to say, thank you, Uncle Roy. Right? He would always give me towels. I don't know where he got these towels. He had used towels. He says, Jeff, here's a towel for you. And I said, and after a while, we're like, where do you get these towels, Roy? And he says, well, I go to the YMCA, or the YMCA. I go there every day, and these guys, they just leave their towels on the benches like they don't want them. So I pick them up and I bring them home. And now I'm giving you one that's a perfectly good towel. Why do you leave it on the bench? And I'd be like, it says YMCA on the side. He gave me once, for Christmas, he gave me a deodorant. Yeah, deodorant. And I said, what are you trying to tell me, Roy? And then I opened it up, and it was used. Okay? And he said, somebody left it at the YMCA. It's perfectly good. I'm not making this up. And so the pastor told the story. Oh my God, I got to tell you that he always gave us coupons. We always had coupons. He gave us coupons for kitty food. Okay? And it was odd because we didn't have a cat. All right? Or he would give us cat food all the time. And he said, well, I saved up my coupons. Here's some cat food for you. We didn't have a cat, we had a dog, we gave it to the dog, and that was nice. And he gave me a racquetball racket once that he got from the YMCA. I suppose that was nice. So at the funeral, the pastor, the story he told was that Roy had gone to the same church for 30 years, but he never gave money. But every day, or every Sunday when he went on in, he wouldn't give money, he would put coupons into the till. And it was for candles. He'd always give coupons for candles, And but the point of this is that the coach of the St. Louis Park football team came on up. And he said Roy was a booster of the football team for 30 years. Never missed a high school football game for 30 years. And I don't know how Roy did it, but he kept the entire high school team supplied with towels for 30 years. And for the grace of everyone there, I didn't tell them where they got those towels. I think that's my closer. I got to tell you this. Okay, this is the last thing. Roy died, and you'd look at this man, you didn't think he had a penny. His house was falling apart. Didn't have a penny. He died. He left an estate of $900,000. $900,000, not quite $1 million. And he gave half of it, Northwestern Bible College. Okay? Because apparently one of our ancestors was a pastor there. Okay? But he gave it to the college, $450,000, with a stipulation that it went to the football team. Okay? It's got to go to the football team. And the dean of the college came to us and said, "Thank you very much for that donation of $450,000, but we don't have a football team. What are we going to do with this?" And I should have closed on that other one, but
Did they make one?
They just decided to give him the money. But thank you very much, and thank you, Uncle Roy. You're a great guy. I love you very much.